YouTube. Today we're going to talk about how we can use Yamaha PSR E423 and the MIDI keyboard together to achieve the result greater and what's generally not possible just having the keyboard. So what you see here is my home studio. Here's Yamaha PSR E423, and on top we have Novation Impulse 49. These are my two main keyboards that I use. And of course, often you have software, we have the software instruments to play there, but when you just come in the evening, sitting here, don't want to play with software and you just want to play something and try something, and for that I use these two keyboards together because it helped me use some ideas and find some musical ideas. One of them is here today, and something that I will put in my future recording that will be called Tribute to John Lord. I plan to do that. So what we can do is I'll set up things. By the way, everything you hear today is just coming from Yamaha. So I will play this keyboard, but the sound will come from Yamaha. I put them into the mixer, and you have mixer and you have my microphone, and that's it. That's all I have. Yamaha microphone, that's me. So the first thing we'll do, I'll switch camera so you see a screen of my Yamaha. First thing we do is we put a specific option that's called local off. I'll press the function key, and just a moment, I'll adjust the camera a little bit. Yes. Okay. So I press function. Press function, and I want to find the function that's called local off and keyboard out, and I'll explain what they do. Is what's local off? Technically, Yamaha is two devices together. It's a MIDI keyboard that produces notes, and the sound module that takes notes and take them into the sounds. If you say local on, that if you press the key, so you see I'm pressing the keys, sound comes in, and if you take it off, you can still press the key, will be no sound. Also, the keyboard out means if you should produce, you press to the output device, and Yamaha is connected to USB, so it has MIDI devices, MIDI out, MIDI in. So MIDI out, your notes come from MIDI out to the computer, and what's coming in MIDI in can be played. And why I switch it off is because when you use local setup, the notes you get from the Yamaha is not what's actually playing. Notes you will get on channels 1, 2 and 3, and actually it uses some different channels. Because if I place put an external device and put a note on channel 1, it plays something different than you expect. So okay, let's just, yes, we have keyboard out, have local off. What we do now is use a program called MIDI-OX, and this is the greatest router that I ever seen. You have to put your devices. First we do is we connect MIDI that's coming from keyboard back to keyboard. It may seem weird, but we streamlined the MIDI channels, so we actually know that this is coming on channel number 1, it's played on channel number 1. And the second thing we do, we can monitor what's coming in, so we can understand how the keyboard works. So for example, if I press the pitch wheel, you see it operates on channel 1, 2 and 3, and if I press the sustain pedal, it operates channel 1 and 2. We'll use that later. Okay, now what I want to do else is I want to take my impulse, my external keyboard, and also put it into Yamaha. And now if I play, let's go back to my main camera. If I play something on the, it comes to the if I play something on the impulse, it comes to Yamaha. So now put channel number 1. So what I can do is play piano here and here. And the first thing that's technically is not possible in Yamaha, and you can achieve with this setup, is like this. I want to play the melody in the chords with 2 hands. I want my left hand to have the piano backed up by the strings. But I don't want that to be on the melody. I want on the upper side just play the piano. You could use splits on Yamaha, but the splits are working that way. If you can do the dual keyboard, it actually means, let's see how it works in here. It means one note now produces 2 notes on channel 1 and channel 2. And you can use split, but it means that left part of the keyboard now produce sounds on channel number 3. You can use split and dual, and left part of the keyboard produce channel number 3, and upper produce 2 notes together. So it's not what we want to have. To play the piano and the strings in the backend, what we can do is we just put the Yamaha in a dual mode. So I press the keys on Yamaha, it will give me like this. And I can play on the upper keyboard, and this will be just piano. Cool. But there will be a problem with sustain. If I want to press sustain pedal, oops, I was trying to play solo, but sustain is on. So all these notes sound together and it doesn't give me a good sound. What I can do is I can switch the upper keyboard to channel number 3. And Yamaha, let's go back to Yamaha. And just press split, long press. So now I'm choosing the voice for number 3, and again I can set up piano. It's not completely good, but you can tune it with you can set up reverb and chorus from here, and also you can, if I set up controllers in the right way, you can operate with filter and resonance from here. By the way, by default, from the Impulse keyboard, by default, the preset is called GM Mixer. It's very useful because here we have faders, and this faders operates volumes. Here's channel number 3, here's the channels number 1 and 2. See? And also there are bands, so that piano will be on the left, strings be a little bit on the right, and okay, the channel number 3 will be in the middle. So you see what we do. Oh, okay, let's do the solo also on a little bit on the right, so it goes down there on the strings. So here's the backing piano. Now we got the stereo. Cool. Let's play bass. I want the upper keyboard to play bass, and there is cool presets called acoustic bass, and I love. It's really great. Okay. What we're gonna get now is we're gonna have bass here, and we have piano and strings here, and if you're fast enough to operate, for example, the pedals, you can do something like this. hold the note. Now, cool thing about this sound, it supports modulation. Check this out. So modulation gives you a kind of vibrato. And but if you're playing left hand, you don't have time usually to get to the modulation wheel. What you can do is you can do mapping. This keyboard supports aftertouch. This module does not react anything on the aftertouch messages, but you can map aftertouch to modulation. So you play here with the extra pressure. The aftertouch, if you don't know what that is, something like, and I press more and more, and see it's called channel aftertouch, channel pressure. And what you can do is we can map that. I have a map file that maps that. See, if you look, input it's channel aftertouch, but the output it's modulation. Did I mention the expression? Expression is sub volume. So you have a pedal. So last thing I can show is kind of the same what you have here, but it will have a solo on saxophone. And here you have the really a great saxophone, and it will be a oops, sorry, it's not that. So going back to the piano and strings, and it often turns on local, so I need to check this. If you press grand piano key, it will turn the local back on. So I need to, local is off. Now on the split voice, switch camera so you are more interested in what's going on. On the split voice, we'll find the wow, cool. That's what we want. We want to get the saxophone, and it should be 101. Yes. Now let's go back and set up the main voice back to the grand piano, and it also will spoil it. voice, and for the split again 102 even. So this is how you can play. You can switch different sounds, you can try different stuff, and you can save this play in the separate or have whatever you want. Like we can take this cool organ and on this channel number 3 we put the, so it goes like this.